Okay, so a bit of info about this for those who haven't been following this since the beginning of this restream. So, this is a double elimination bracket. So, since Crrool beat Leno previously in the winners finals, he only needs to win one match to win the grand finals. Whilst Leno, who's already lost a match to Crrool, needs to win twice, basically. So, if Leno wins the first match, we're gonna have a bracket reset, and then another match right after. So, but if Crrool wins, we're gonna just have one match. Anyways, I think we can start once the racers are ready. Leno's coming straight out of another match, we just give him a little break to join in, not to settle down. Alright, looks like all the commentators are here as well.
This is gonna be really weird, like watching the stream but not having the volume on. So we got Let's Take Finals These and Finale Grand versus Crrool. Love the names.
Okay, so the racers are ready to start now. Okay, so let's see how good their execution is after so many races. Lenophis should already be warmed up. Crrool's probably been warming up in between matches, so... This first menu is just always a good gauge for how they're playing. Looks like Crrool is getting a pretty good menu.
Yeah, it looks like there's a little delay on
Yeah.
this one right now.
Yeah, there's a bit of delay on the no stream. It's about like 10 seconds behind or so.
Have you explained the equipment glitch? Obviously I've been here, so I don't know what you haven't covered yet.
I mean, we've explained it in other runs, but I guess we might as well since we've taken a little break and wanted to ask some new people. So the equipment glitch is a glitch you may have just noticed briefly, as they went very fast during the menus. So the way it works in brief, unless people want me to get in depth into this, is that you take one item that can only be equipped on character A, and you equip it on character B by switching to character B and equipping at the same time. And so that allows you to A, equip items you're not supposed to on characters you're not supposed to, so equipping swords on white mages and absurd stuff like that. But it also allows you to equip stuff in the wrong slot. And when you equip a weapon in an armor slot, it just transforms into the corresponding armor, because each item is essentially assigned a number, and the numbers overlap between armor and weapons. So by doing that, we have access to Knight's Armor, which sells for good money, which covers our money needs for a little bit. And they also give good defense. And then we also have access to Judgment Staffs by taking old their helmets and transforming them into Judgment Staffs. And those allow us to cast Flare early on, which allows us to deal with group enemies. And it's quite useful for all the random encounters we're gonna get.
Yeah, Flare's basically kind of like the ultimate black magic of at least the early Final Fantasies, so it's pretty powerful to say the least. And the only downside to it is that it has the most flashy animation, which takes a while.
Yeah, that's the big downside to it. Which is why, even though it would be easy to just like insta-kill every single encounter, the animation makes you second doubt that, and makes you definitely consider whether or not you're gonna do it. It's definitely a bit safer to like kill every encounter, but you lose so much time for doing that.
Is there an I'm more used. I know a lot about the NES version, but a lot of the remake content I'm not too familiar with. Is there an item that casts Holy?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm definitely not an expert
It
on
would
that.
make sense to have one but not the other.
Not that I'm aware of.
I know that Judgment Staff was added in the remakes.
But I'm aware of there's a no Holy item.
Yeah, this first split right here is pretty much. Actually, no, it's a pretty decent split between execution and luck. You know, you have the execution with the first use of the equipment glitch, but then once you leave the castle, it's up to RNG on whether or not you get a good time.
That's why I added a coin, so I can physically measure. And then the Garland split would be entirely RNG, except for the Judgment Staff menu, but that's really consistent. It's not a hard menu.
And the beginning of this game is always absolutely thrilling with these cutscenes and dialogue of people you talk to one time. So it looks like Crrool has not a 30-second lead. But,
Yeah, keep in mind that Lenophis'
Yeah,
stream
cool.
is about 10 seconds behind, because you're watching on the restream, right?
Yeah, so since there's delay between hitbox and then restreaming it on Twitch, there's definitely a real discrepancy between how far each of them are. It really makes me sad that you're allowed to skip the bridge scene, but at the same time I'm really glad you're allowed to skip the bridge scene because the text is so slow. The music is just absolutely incredible.
I think the PSP is the only version you can actually do that in.
Oh really? In NES it's just fast mashing and you just scroll through the text. I don't know about GBA.
I think GB has fast text as well. I mean, this game definitely allows you to go fast in text. There's just not too many text boxes, so it's not extremely noticeable. I mean, like
And as you could probably... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
And as you can probably tell if you've been watching a couple of the runs, and even between these two, the names of the characters don't really matter. Like, story-wise, the whole cast is pretty passive, and what they do. They're only really referred to as light warriors rather than by names. So since there's no text scrolling and specific names, you can name them whatever you want.
That's the built-in microphone. Hello.
Hello.
That double?
No, that's Rory.
Oh, that's Rory.
I'm alive. Sorry that I haven't been about. I had a couple of real-life issues to deal with, unfortunately.
That's fair enough.
It's all good.
So fine.
Rory, you still hold the world record for PSX version of the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, are we seeing 15 puzzle?
Oh,
Oh, 15 puzzle.
Oh baby.
15 puzzle strat?
So,
15 puzzle percent?
on the ship, for whatever reason they decided to add this in the game. If you press A and B a certain number of times, you can pull up a 15 puzzle, and if you solve it, you can get certain rewards. And particularly, he's trying to get an item called the emergency exit, which will let him exit a dungeon without having to walk to the end. And because of it, he'll be able to skip having to leave the Earth Cavern later on, which can be a massive time save, but it is slightly luck dependent on what you get.
Would you get an Ether and a Phoenix Down or something?
You got a Remedy in Phoenix Down. Yeah, I think we actually just started a meme category that's just 15 puzzle percent.
Yeah, I held the world record in that for all of 8 hours.
I suck at 15 puzzles.
With a 246.
If people figure out legitimate RNG manipulation to always get an emergency exit, I will still just exit Earth Cavern. I suck at those puzzles.
I mean, an idea going around for a while was that the time you had would give you a different drop. But I tested that yesterday, and it's the time you enter the 15 puzzle, actually. By the time you enter, your RNG is set, and you get the same drop no matter what your time is, as long as you're in the same range for second or third place. So you can't, buffer it, because you can buffer to get, close to any time you want, so you could manipulate if it was based on what result you had. But no, sadly you can't, so you'd have to be able to get into 15 puzzle frame perfectly from a hard reset. And even then, if that doesn't lead to emergencies, you'd have to somehow delay by the same amount of frames every time, which is not possible.
How many times do you have to press A and B in this version? In the original, it's 55.
20, I think?
Something like 20-something.
22, if I remember correctly.
I will never understand why they decided to add a 15 puzzle but left so many bugs in this game.
I think it was even, if I remember correctly, it was actually added in the NES version, but they didn't manage to get half of the spells to work, which I don't understand.
Half is an understatement. None of it. I could honestly list more spells that didn't work than spells that did work.
Yeah.
Looks like Crrool's going for the PSP home menu RNG manipulation again.
I literally was about to say that, almost word for word.
It worked for him last time, so maybe
Who knows, maybe it's actually part of some secret technology that he's hidden.
Yeah, Rui, you missed the 6-second tie between Pikmin and Leno going into Chaos Shrine,
Jeez.
which turned out to be
I think I saw the thumbnail at one point, and it looked like, I'm guessing Leno went for Marilith last.
Yeah, he does what? Lich, Kraken, Tiamat, Marilith?
yeah, he does that so that he has haste on his ninja going into chaos.
I cast. Actually, that would
You
make
can-
sense because then you can cast haste on a
Yeah,
Knight
you
and
can
Ninja on the same
double
turn.
hit. You can double hit. However, you lose time in world map movement doing that, so it's debatable whether or not it's worth it. If everything works out, it's good, but if it doesn't.
Ooh, 116 with the flare. That's not very good. You can get up to 200.
Yeah,
Indeed,
that's a
yeah.
really low damage roll. He still managed to get the one turn fight though.
Yep.
Yeah, no deaths as well.
And apparently
I
also
learned
Well, I've always
this-
found that someone dying on Astos, if it's either the warrior or the thief, someone dying on Astos isn't in fact a massive issue. It might make Lich a slight bit riskier. However, it means that you might have to fight Evil Eye 1 or 2 less times during the grind later on, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
it
and
makes absolutely no difference in the PSP version when one dies, like 0. Well, I mean, yeah, like you might have to do an extra fight on Evil Eye, but it's so quick that doesn't really matter.
Yeah. The animation is super
Definitely
long.
not worth. Yeah, it's not worth the time that you lose from having to two round Astos.
Oh, Leno's getting the warrior death.
that's not good.
Because the thing is, right, if you lose a character to Astos, like, it's all dependent on if Lich Blizzard is you or not. I mean, if Lich Blizzard is you, he's probably going to kill your Black Ninja anyway, no matter if you got the experience or not.
I actually haven't had Lich cast Bluglar in quite a while. So that'll probably end up happening soon.
Hopefully not in either of these runs.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not. It's Blazara at that point in the game is almost an instant game over. He's got a 75% chance of doing it.
Well, if your White Mage is at full health, then your White Mage should survive.
Yeah, they buffed White Mage. Like, she is so bulky now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has the most HP at the end. Probably because she's over leveled compared to the Knight, otherwise he would.
Yeah, White Mage's HP growth are a little bit lower than the Warriors, like at even levels, but by that much. She has really
Yeah, in the NES version, since there was censorships in that game, so a lot of references to like death and religion weren't allowed. They changed death to a rub. So I always imagine like Astos pulls out a little eraser and starts like rubbing the eraser on one of the characters to see if it sticks.
I wonder what it must be like to actually be a character in this speedrun. You just spend your entire life running away from stuff.
The warriors of
The warriors from the Prometheus School of running away from things.
If I was one of the characters in this speedrun, I would fear wolves, dragons. Terrified.
Also, like, what's stopping them from running away? You just can't figure out how.
See, wolves I can kind of understand, just because there's a lot of them and they're probably faster than you at the end
And
of the
they're
day. I
probably-
can understand why they're difficult to run away from, but...
Disco Demons is like, oh, I think these were a boss before. I don't think we can run away, so let's not even try.
So a slow start from both of them so far. They're
Looks like
both,
Leno's
at
actually
this-
caught up quite a bit as well.
Yeah. They're both at the 16-minute mark, and Crrool's just got the tonic. So, I mean, it's close, but it's a slow start.
I mean, I think the Pikmin Leno race was this close at the beginning as well.
Yeah. It was
Really,
just-
I was told I had like huge amounts of luck.
Your Astos time was really good.
I think if I saw correctly in chat as well, Crrool had a gold Astos, so...
Yeah. I think Crrool might be ahead of
Yeah,
his
and
VP. I don't.
the-
Not
the
anymore.
previous
maybe.
race- in the previous race, both Pikmin and Leno. Oh, I'm not sure about Leno, but Pikmin had a faster Astos than speed.
There you go, my stream stopped playing for a second. Now I can see what's going on.
It's looking like Crrool is getting Mystic Key just about the same time as Leno is on the way. Getting it.
Yeah,
Pretty close race so far.
They were about even going into the wolf ambush right outside Machoya's cave. Send them back a bit. But Crrool got one on the way to Elven Castle. And was able to get that encounter.
Crrool's time for getting key is probably a little more accurate to what I normally get. I'm honestly surprised I got 16-minute key. I didn't even know that was possible.
Sub 16 is a
Theoretically, it's
thing.
possible to get. Yeah.
I think sub 16 has
Sub 15.
happened. Oh yeah, sub 15.
I'm not.
It was like 16 something. I don't have a
I-
split for it, so I can't tell you exactly what, but I was shocked, to say the least.
Fairly good menu there from Crrool.
Yeah.
We'll see how Leno does.
Leno didn't get the gold needles before, did he?
I'm not sure.
Because if he did, then he's ahead.
My all bosses PB as a 1532 Mystic Key chrono. So it's definitely.
You know, Boss's PB is like the 80% run that never was. It would have been an 80% world record, but no.
I know. I was kicking myself in the pants actually, like all the way up to Lich. During that run, I was like, why am I not running in right now?
Looks like Leno's going to get the gold needles now.
Yeah, okay.
The gold needles, they cure you from being petrified, which isn't really an issue right now, but it becomes an issue once you get in the Earth Cavern, because of cute little blue birds called cockatrices, and they're mean.
The amount of
They're
runs that
petrifying.
I've seen die to just multiple cockatrice ambushes, and it's just like, oh no.
I had two
Please, no.
cockatrice ambushes in my race.
Oh. The thing with those splits though is I think like you're ahead of my PB, but then you're behind, or only slightly ahead at Fletch.
Yeah, the Earth Rod split was disgusting. And
Did
Lich
Leno?
was-
No, did Leno just pick up the mithril knife then?
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, Leno
He
does
used to
some
make,
stuff a little
black
differently.
he gets the mithril knife to make black robes, and then he uses the black robes to cast Blizzara and some.
It's like that was a thing back in the day.
I remember, yeah, but it's been so long. Back in the days where we'd spend 10 to 15 minutes grinding the white mage to 31.
Wasn't it like 33 as well?
33 is...
Yeah.
Wait, why do you put black... Oh, was black robe one of the shieldable...
No, it
No, it isn't.
No,
casts.
it casts Blizzara though, so
It also increases intelligence, so I believe he equips it in Sunken as well.
Yeah, for the concerning the equipment glitch and shields, you got to be really careful with what you put on the shield slot, because whenever you block an attack with the shield, the game will try to pull up a sprite, depending on what type of item you have. But since you glitch an item that's not supposed to be on the shield slot to that slot, it can potentially look for something that's not there and end up freezing the game.
It usually freezes the game. In fact, it most 90% of the time just crashes. But some items are safe, like ribbons will have an overlapping animation that does exist. Like, I mean,
It's so convenient.
It actually doesn't it use the barbarian sword animation?
It does.
I think it just uses whatever weapon you have equipped,
yeah, for some reason.
and it just uses your attacking animation essentially.
I'm not gonna complain. It looks so cool, like the way you block it with a sword.
Yeah, the animation it calls is the attacking animation, actually. And the sound also exists. We haven't had sound glitch, otherwise we would have explained it now. Silent glitch is basically a glitch that happens when the game misloads a song, and that can happen when basically it needs to load a new song at a very bad time. Like for example, if it's coming to the end of a song and it needs to loop it around again, but then you exit the area, the game gets really confused and can end up loading no song, or like completely losing the ability to load any song until you hard reset your PSP. And so I've gotten the let's say advanced music glitch once, and I think I'm the only one that's gotten it. So after Sunken Shrine until Chaos, until the credits even, I had no music. It was interesting.
It also, one of the things that is somewhat advantageous about it is that it skips any jingles when it comes to opening chests as well, which is, it's a fair time save in various different places, but if you get it pretty late, then it's just sort of, I think the last chest you even open is what is it? It's the ribbon chest, isn't it? That's like the last chest you open.
Yes.
Mhm.
We'll never understand why they decided to put in the barbarian sword.
I mean, they didn't decide. Like the overlapping items usually tend to be of the same, like, of corresponding value. I believe there's more armor than there is weapons, so there's gonna be some overlap.
It's based off of the index value, isn't it?
Yeah, the number that overlaps the two is it's based on the number in the table, which would, I guess, be its index number. Fortunately, though, it's a super duper easy glitch.
Oh yeah,
Even
it
if
takes 2 minutes to learn the equipment glitch.
Hmm.
It takes longer to understand. Like,
It takes
what-
longer to teach than to learn.
Yeah, it
Really?
it takes a while if you want to learn everything, like what glitches into what, but just to learn how to actually pull the glitch off, and it takes 2 minutes to learn, and then you can just play around with all the different items if you really wanted to.
Yeah,
Plus,
the
I think
reason why-
there's a list somewhere as well of every single
Yeah.
one as well.
I think compiled by Lenophis himself.
I think
I think it's
Leno
on
was
a-
the one that, yeah.
I think it's
There's
on
a
the
doc
Final
on,
Fantasy
uh,
too.
It's on GameFAQs.
There's
Yeah.
a doc. Yeah, there's a doc on GameFAQs that does it, and I'm not sure who wrote it, but it exists. I know I've learned a lot about items that are not needed in 80% just from doing bingo races with Crrool and Lenophis. The stuff like you have a bingo card, just like get Maximilian, where you can get the Maximilian from glitching it. You know,
Maximilian's using all bosses though. It's like a good piece of armor. Or
It's incredible as far as just physical damage is concerned.
Is that a new armor?
Yeah, I think it's one of the Labyrinth of Time rewards. I think I can't remember whether it's. I think it's the worst one.
I thought it existed in GBA. I thought you can get it in GBA as well.
yeah.
I could be mistaken though. Pretty sure like you can find it in one of the GBA dungeons.
No, it's a Chronodia reward. It's exclusive to PSP
Oh.
and all the other PSP-esque releases.
It's actually looking like a pretty close race, because, what, Crrool just got the ruby, and Leno's almost about to fight Vampire, and there's a small delay on Leno's end.
And there's a bat that was blocking Crrool's path as well.
Yeah, the bats, they're mean. They'd get in your way.
Dodging them is a skill.
That's a strat you gotta learn, is bat dodging. You gotta bat out of the way.
I have a feeling that Crrool's PSP button I have a feeling that might be something to do with his memory stick being loose. Because it was happening to me a couple of weeks back, and then I realised it was because the memory stick wasn't in properly.
You should message that to him.
I'll whisper him on Twitch because he seems to be...
Just ping him in Discord, just tag him. Be able to see it.
Is he on Discord already? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so for whatever reason, they decided to, they added the Star Ruby in order to make you leave the dungeon when you're midway through it, in order to go get a key item that lets you continue, in order to make this game harder. That's the only reason it exists. Because NES, there's a lot of longevity, they take longevity. It's like a bunch of random things you gotta do.
It's artificial difficulty, that's all it is.
Yep. Almost looks like Leno's about to get paralocked. Yep. Got flared off though.
Shoutouts to the golem for how long he takes to move. You can almost fit a bathroom break in.
You can try.
I mean, there's a beginner's guide to this game, like for notes, and that's that Double made. And specifically for this part, he even puts in parentheses, resident sleeper while the golem moves. It's that slow. Look at him. He's trucking along. He's on a place to go. Scottish Ruby. Yeah, there you go.
Nice little preempt for Leno there.
Looks like it was close, but then Leno's been getting like some nasty luck over there.
Tons of Piscos, like...
He's getting attacked by undeads. Yeah, the
Yeah,
undead's
Pisco.
gimmick in this game is that they're not strong, they don't deal damage, they don't have very much HP, but they come in groups and they will paralyze you. They will drive you nuts.
Piscos.
More Piscos, jeez.
Like it's quite stunning to see so many Paraloka encounters. But I mean, one other thing is that most runners are pretty petrified of cockatrices, and for good reason.
Hey!
Was that that was...
Nice pun.
Oi! It wouldn't be an FF1 stream without puns everywhere.
And it's not even over yet.
But
I'd
don't-
say hey
don't
Barcentia, but
start.
then
Is it just me, or has Crrool managed to go and get Earthrod by the time Lenophis is exited Earth Cavern?
nope, that
He's actually
definitely
about
happened.
to enter the... I think he's in...
Yeah.
He got ambushed by shadows, but that's him just in now. Oh, he did the leave and re-enter again. That's the most infuriating thing about this entire area, because the Cavern of Earth, and then the Sage's Cave, and then the Ice Cavern, staircases are all, like, in the worst possible place. So you'll always accidentally exit again and have to re-enter.
Yeah, I think we're looking at about 3 minutes 40 for Crrool, which is... it's pretty crushing. But it's not over yet.
Well,
It's not.
We'll know
It's
it,
definitely not over yet. We're yet to experience the walk to Lufenia.
Oh my gosh, Minotaur zombies are the worst.
I mean, we'll know the exact difference because Crrool and Leno have race comparison up, so we can ask Crrool when Leno hits the Earthrod
Oh,
what
yeah.
actual time differences.
I know. I know it was like a 2704 entering Giant's Cave, and it was like a 3044 for Leno. So
Pisca Demons again. Oh no, Pisca Demons for Crrool now, actually. And he's
It's something
opted to
that's,
barbarians.
What's noteworthy about preemptive strikes is not only do you get to go before your opponents do, but you actually get to run from the encounter even if there's that flag that says they're unrunnable.
That's why you never get preemptions on unrunnable encounters.
You actually can.
Can you?
I remember seeing it happen once or twice before.
Can you
but
run
it's
away?
incredibly rare.
at
Yeah,
that
it's
point?
super hard. Like you gotta have the stroke of luck, but it is possible, and the game will let you run under that condition.
I've never actually seen it, where you get an unrunnable encounter, but you get a.
I think I've gotten preemptive white dragon, or not white dragons, green dragons, and Minotaur zombies. It's there. It exists. Yeah, obviously you can't get preemptives on like bosses and stuff. Those are obviously different.
Can you imagine preemptive chaos?
Well, he
If
runs
you get-
away in NES in a Famicom,
Well,
so that
let's
lets you win. But I don't know if you run away, what that does.
Nah, there's no enemy
let's be
runaways.
honest. If you could preemptive chaos, that would also mean you could get ambushed by chaos, just like in FF2. And
Oh,
That would
God.
mean you die.
I would prefer. Yeah.
Just
I would
imagine
prefer not
first
to
thing
see
that happens, Blaze. Oh.
I think you die unless you physical
Preemptive
attacks.
tsunami.
Fortunately, though, this is not Final Fantasy II.
Mm-hmm.
You can say that about every Final Fantasy. FF2 PSP. That's the next tournament.
Please
Yeah,
no.
we're gonna go in order all the way up to 15. Kappa.
At least this isn't Final.
Are we gonna be doing FF15 demo and you preset register glitchless?
Let's see. It looks like
Crrool's
Crrool's on
at pro
fifth
multi-
floor, and
can type and run at this. I don't know how you
Crrool's
do
just starting
Second
lich,
floor.
he's just done a save.
If you think Crrool is impressive, you haven't seen Goran. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Grant
you
can do
always wanna save
slots
before
in
lich.
FF7 and type at the same time.
if you don't save before Lich, you will have a bad time, because Lazar at this point is gonna...
Proof of concept right there.
Oh!
Oh, he got... Oh, no.
Wait, did he saved, right?
He saved
Yeah,
yeah,
of
before,
course,
this
but
is
that
cool.
sucks.
That was a high damage roll too, it seemed.
Yeah, there you go.
That's why you save.
it. That's why you heal.
If you're playing the
He was
NES
at-
version,
he
he
was
can't
at
do
full
more than
health,
140 with it, so...
He would have
Obviously,
survived.
yeah.
this isn't NES.
If his white mage was at full health, he would have survived.
Actually, I think everyone except the black mage would have survived. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Again.
Well, realistically, the warrior and the thief wouldn't be at full health for that. You would never heal
This
them,
is, like, this is just...
He's getting that RNG
Oh,
win up. He's loading too
again.
fast. He needs to slow down.
He needs to,
Crrool can't slow
take
down.
a step or two before... That'll guarantee that it'll be different RNG, though.
He needs to heal the white mage.
I
He
don't
needs to Oh, here we go.
know. Okay, good. 35-30. I think he lost like a minute and a half on that, though. But I guess that lets Leno catch up a little bit.
I am Lich,
Hey,
stop
Leno's-
waking me up!
I was just using the Earth Rod by the look of it. He's
That's
also
actually...
cool.
That's a pretty big gain on Leno's end.
Yeah, it's definitely... Before it was looking a bit grim, but now it's not looking too bad, actually.
Yep.
He's also getting trolled by Pisket even, so...
Good old Biscuit Demons. The wizards who cannot cast spells.
Eesh. He's had pretty much an encounterless floor 4 though, so that's a good time save.
Indeed, indeed.
Oh. Oh no.
Catching up rather swiftly.
Yep.
Especially if he
If,
gets Lich first try.
which is like not even like a that rare of an occurrence. I mean, that happens. That should happen every time, unless you.
It
But
should
still has to
theoretically
sit through
happen.
the restoring the Earth Crystal cutscene, so...
Like with Thieves-Song, it's like you should even go before Lich most of the time as well. So
Really
you
should be outspeeding him every time.
Yeah. You need like him to both Blizzard and go before you. Okay, wow, the 2 hits, nice. It's kind of
Nice.
I think he's like a minute and a half behind maybe at this point.
He's about the. I'd say he's about the length of the cutscene behind, to be honest.
Indeed. Oh.
Gonna ask Crrool what the time difference is. 122.
Yeah, that's. It's doable. It's definitely doable. 36.50 for Leno.
And 122, that can
Lich.
be made up just on Ice Cavern. I think all the races so far have had about a minute difference on Lich. So
Got a Buccaneer ambush that'll buy Leno some time.
yeah, Ice Cavern can go really bad, so
Yeah, you missed the first match between them, Rory, or something. Like, Leno was about 5 minutes behind, and then he got ambushed by sandworms and got earthquaked and died. So it set him back another 15 minutes.
yeah, that probably cost him the race because like he played very well after that.
Oh, I need to be in power locked as well. This is almost power locked. Not good news.
Yeah, he's taking a long time to get to the ship, which is rare.
This is like the third close call for him so far, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
We've
So
gotten
Crrool
lucky.
just bought the
Lots of
Mithril
power locked
Axe,
it.
which it'll turn into the Black Garb, which is essentially just an Ace Armlet upgrade.
Oh, home menu. Let's take final these.
Yep.
Fairly decent menu. I wouldn't complain about that.
That's menu number what, 3 out of 5?
Yeah, it's just hard to do this glitch fast.
Yeah, that's the
not
thing.
hard
You
to
have to
do it.
pace yourself because, like in other games, in fact, like 99% of other RPGs is just go as fast as you possibly can. The menus may lag a bit, but you still want to go as fast as you can. Like in FF1, well, I guess this applies to Chrono Trigger as well. In FF1, you have to pace yourself because if you like go immediately into trying to do the glitch, which on a practical sense requires you to press the shoulder button and the X button at the same time. Like you end up messing up. Like if you press like one shoulder button into immediately the combination, you're probably gonna mess it up. So you need to pace yourself and take your time. And also I found it's not exactly at the same time. Like it should be in principle, but like I've had more success with a slight delay between the buttons, like more of a sliding motion.
Yeah,
So
that
it's
makes
always
sense
better.
because the game would have to look at like what number it is before what table, and then but by the time that it figures out what table it is, you'll be in the armor spot.
Yeah, I hit confirm like a split second after I hit the shoulder buttons, and it works.
Yeah, I think it's more like 2 frames after you have to hit it. So it's which ends up like being the case. But if that's the thing too, is like if you have a bad habit of trying to press them both at the same time, getting better at menus will make them seemingly worse because you're actually getting better at pressing them at the same time. But that's hurting you actually. That can be a thing in games with precise cues, is you have a bad habit or a bad cue, and so getting better at the trick actually makes your results worse.
Yeah, I mean, it's the menus in this game are counterintuitive, right? I've gotten my menus really, really fast because I've taken the time to practice slowing them down, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
The reason I'm able to get almost sub 1 minute Cornelia exits isn't because I'm doing the menus as fast as I can, but because I'm intentionally delaying my inputs. But only delaying them enough that I'm doing the menu as fast as human. If
Yeah.
that makes any sense at all.
Yeah, basically, it's less about, with this game, since like 99% of the menu is going to be the equipment glitch, it's less about doing it fast and more so about not making mistakes. Because like every time you fail the equipment glitch, like sure, maybe you saved half a second on trying to do it fast, but you lost a second and a half on failing it once, so...
I think one thing that's worth mentioning actually is I think Leno actually only equipped the black garbs to the thief and the black mage, if I wasn't mistaken.
He goes for 2, yeah. Like double does.
I was pulling up the Chronos tutorial for doing the glitch, so I could put it in chat. So, if anyone wants to check it out.
I have it in French as well.
Yeah, the 2-character black garbs.
I just put it in
my
chat.
strat, Lori.
The task for this guy, I'd be willing to task this game if it had tools. Once the BizHawk fork for PPSSPP gets released, I'll task this game, sure. I don't know.
Yeah,
you can do some interesting stuff in tasks.
I explained it a little earlier, Rory, but I guess it's worth mentioning again. The black garbs on 2 or 3 characters is really up to runner's choice. It's faster to only glitch them onto the 2 characters because you save 2 formation changes. The downside is that if running from an encounter comes down to your white mage, you don't have the extra ability to run away. And theoretically, when you go to suicide your thief and your warrior on Evil Eye, if your black mage has low HP rolls and Thundara kills the black mage, there is a chance that Evil Eye will outspeed your white mage. So that's the risk. It's risk reward whether or not you want to do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of the things.
Optimally, it's faster to only garb the 2 characters, but if things go wrong, it's faster to garb the 3.
Yeah, that's actually kind of like a disputed thing. Like, a lot of people agree that, like, yeah, sure, it's faster to walk down than to the right when leaving the caravan, but the garb is something that people differ on quite a bit.
Well, I mean, you tested it. Going straight south caravan is faster. There's no dispute there anymore.
We actually had a very long debate about that. This is over 2 steps, by the way. This is like a several-day debate for 2 steps.
Could have sworn it was faster, but you tested it, and faster to just walk down.
Joke. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this run that's still being optimized, so it's not like, it's just all the RNG.
I'd say the route itself is pretty set in stone at this point, but there are some like minor optimizations that can still be made.
So if you've been noticing, there's been certain encounters that we've run into consistently, like whenever we get to Evil Eye, we'll always step on that one spot and he shows up, and then there's the one spot in the cavern where like you drop down through the cracks in the ice and you get in the undeads. There's actually certain encounters that are, or certain tiles that are spiked so that you'll always get a certain type of encounter. So it's not really a random encounter as much as it is a forced one. So we can abuse that with Evil Eye, and for the tile that Leno got ambushed on, some people, including me, will like save beforehand, so if you get ambushed you can just reset and step on the tile again.
It's a good race strat actually. Resetting on the spike tile. The Evil Eye spike tile we abuse to grind. There's another spike tile that we can do, theoretically, the one in Citadel.
Yeah, the right before you leave, you have to fight the dragon zombies. That's also a spike tile, but it's faster to do Evil Eye just because you only have the 2 mages up, and in the case of dragon zombies, all 4 characters are up when the experience is split.
Oh, it looks like both of them actually hit Levystone at the same time.
Then I got first turn Thundara, which is pretty helpful.
I have the Twitch stream up. a bit of a delay. I should probably open there.
Yes, we have now obtained the floater, and we get to fight the Evil Eye for the next couple minutes. Until we hit level 18, because at level 19, the mages can learn their level 5 spells, which is Teleport and Healara for this run.
And if you're like me and like to one-hit bosses, to Scourge as well is listed.
Or if
But-
you like to get one hit by fiends, there's also Scourge.
Yeah, because Scourge does actually work on.
It works on Tiamat 1, and that's it, but it's always
You can
nice
also,
to just...
you
if
cast
you can
Break
get
on
it to hit, it's nice.
Yeah, it's not really worth trying to cast Break or Scourge on Tiamat 1. Especially since the Barbarian Sword is just so overpowered. Like, I guess it may be a task setting where, like, you have guaranteed RNG, it could be faster, but...
To do what
See,
exactly?
I normally pop it once with my Black Mage, on the off chance that it actually works, because I think with Barbarian Sword it'll still be like at least 2 rounds to kill Tiamat.
Yeah, it's 1 to 2. You need, I think, 1 crit. I mean, I think Barbarian Sword has a good crit rate as wow. Whoa. They're pretty much in sync at this point.
I think,
They
if
are.
anything, Leno is slightly ahead based on what happens in this randoming. Oh, Crrool's escaped. Ah, they both escaped. Ooh.
Okay, well, this
Oh,
is...
this is so
This is
close.
so close, and considering how much of a difference there was between the 2 runners coming out of Lich, this is amazing.
It's not over until it says game over.
Yeah, we do level 18 plus 1, basically, so we do 1 extra encounter to guarantee we get level 19 with all the force encounters we're gonna have to fight.
Yeah, it is not 18 plus 1 level, it is 18 plus 1 more fight.
Yeah,
Again,
his
that's
clock
very
is,
important.
is 10 seconds behind, but that's from the beginning of the stream, so his delay may have gone down a bit.
It looks like that cockatrice encounter
Ugh.
that went a little time.
Yeah,
Gets
it's not
It
too
looks
good.
like Crrool is in the lead back.
Yeah, Leno just got a square.
Fortunately for Crrool, the river's pretty tame when it comes to encounters. I think the encounter rate is about the same as the regular ship, and the encounters are easy to run from.
Yeah.
Everyone likes a good canoe ride.
Like an encounterless canoe ride is entirely possible.
I've gotten one
happens.
before.
Not even that hard.
Yeah, it happens quite often as well.
Yeah, it happens more often than you think. I've gotten several of them before.
The canoe ride is a bit long though, so you need to get like 1 to 3, so... Like, I'd say, unlike, the encounter variance isn't too bad with this game, but I mean, like, what happens is this game has like an average RNG, and that's what we've been seeing this race, but sometimes this game just swings left field or right field, and gives you absolutely insane RNG or absolutely dumb RNG. But
Yep,
most of the
see
time
my
it stays in the middle.
Last run,
A
I was
good
like,
example of that was the first race that Crrool and Lenophis had, where Crrool got really good RNG and Lenophis got the worst possible.
But I think
Yeah.
just last Chaos Shrine was a great example of that. You could just see the swing to the left for Leno getting no encounters in Kraken, and the swing to the right for Pikmin getting a bunch.
yeah, you had like Crrool on world record pace and seriously contending it, and then he ends up 6 minutes behind it. And then my first race today was, I was like, what, 2 to 3 minutes ahead, and then I won the race by a nose.
Yeah.
And then this last race we were neck and neck, and you know, a 1 run encounter Kraken floor, and
The Chaos Shrine decided it, basically. Like, you're both tied, like maybe 6 seconds ahead for Leno going into it. But then just Chaos Shrine.
now you see Crrool saving. It was one of those sandworms.
He saw what happened the last race, and he doesn't want it to happen again.
Does not want the sandworms. Looks like he's dropping frames right now for me.
Yeah, he's been having a turn.
Thankfully, like, the main restream hasn't dropped a single frame, so that's good.
I think this is where the two have slightly different routes because while Crrool is headed to the
Yeah, it's
Citadel,
really hard to tell who's going to be ahead
Yeah.
until like they both go in the final.
Cash
round.
running.
pretty much, essentially, yeah.
Because of different routes, it's gonna be like FF3 all over again.
Yeah, Crrool does the route that pretty much everyone else in the race has done, and then Leno does what he
It's
goes
a mixture of
to
both
do
strats.
Sunken Shrine first, and then goes to Flying Fortress, and then goes to Golg, and then goes.
The Earth, Fire, Water, Wind is the standard. I think Leno does Earth, Water, Wind, Fire. It's debatable. It's debatable. Like, the main advantage of that is being able to get haste for the ninja. Because you pass through Elfheim when it's more convenient. Because you pass through Elfheim when you go to Mount Golg, and since you go to Mount Golg later, ninja has more MP, so you can win haste.
Yeah, so the advantages of Leno's route is you get ninja haste for chaos as well as some faster battles.
Meaning you're attacking
Something-
one turn earlier.
Actually, and something else that I think this is in this version. Square was actually aware of the fact that you could just totally sequence break once you got the canoe, and Merilith will comment on which of the fiends you have already killed. So, in Leno's case, she would comment on how he already defeated the other three, versus just her commenting on killing Lich.
See, now here's where Leno is about to head to the Citadel.
Yeah, reverse browse order could be a thing. You have to do Kraken. No, what would it be? Tiamat, Kraken, Merilith?
Yeah, but then that would be pointless in a speed route because you have to go into Sunken Net anyway.
Yeah, Sunken's mechanic is that you start in the middle floor and you have to go to the top and bottom floors. You need to go to the top floor to get the Slad in order to learn Lufenian, in order to get the Chime, in order to get into Mirage Tower, and then you need to go to the bottom to light the water crystal. So
That's one of the reasons that we use Black Mage in this route, is because Black Mage learns teleport, so in Sunken, we go up to the top to get the Rosette Stone, and then we teleport down 2 floors. As well as teleporting out of Waterfall Cave, saves about 2 minutes.
unfortunately, teleport is not a level 4 spell.
I mean, we haven't explored much, because, like, they're bad because of the equipment they don't have access to, but with equipment glitch, that's less of a problem. But, I mean, the only place we have for that would be using a monk instead of a thief. And even then, like, that would give us... I don't think they can equip staves, can they? Because if they could equip staves, then... You
Then
could
that means
do
we
this
could get
all-
Lordly Robes, but if not, then the issue would be that we'd have to go Hilaga, otherwise we would not survive Chaos.
Yeah, because the thing about Lodi Robes is they give HP regen, which is why we initially got them, but it turns out you don't actually need the HP regen, though I guess you could go for it for safety, but you sacrifice a lot of damage with the survival vest, and you lose time on the animation for regen.
Yeah, it's
But-
pretty obnoxious. It's just used for the intelligence buff.
Yeah, it gives a huge intelligence buff.
Like, before I put on Lordly Robes, my White Mage is doing, 2 to 300 with Judgment Staff, and then I put on 2 Lordly Robes, and she's dealing 500 plus. So, there's a difference. And then, with Golden Staff, that also raises
Cool.
intelligence, so by the time you
Full
get...
stream looks fine on my end, so...
Crrool's still going for me.
Oh, and it seems Leno's tried to run from a 4 Mind Flayer encounter. This could get nasty. Oh, he's escaped. Cool. All good.
The hitbox is giving me some troubles tonight. Don't know why.
Sorry about
Crrool,
that, guys.
Crrool thought he was doing all bosses for me and was about to land
Hello,
on
Mr.
Hellfire
Ellis.
Chasm Island.
So, for whatever reason, Bahamut the dragon decided that in order to prove your courage, you had to obtain the tail of a rat. And it has to be the specific tail of the rat that's in the Citadel Trials as opposed to any other rat. It has to be that tail.
I mean, the
You
point
can't
is to
just
have
go
to
to
do
New-
this at all.
Can't just go to New York and go into the subway system and get a rat's tail from there. That won't
Nope.
work.
Nope.
Not allowed.
You
Not
know,
allowed to go to the
Bahamut's a dragon with a lot of class, so
operator.
he has very high standards.
Hey, he's the king of the dragons.
Yep.
Not an easy guy to please.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, class change basically puts this game in the easy mode. Like, no
Yeah.
matter what version you're playing, it'll be challenging. But like once you get to class change, it's like
Yeah, class change
no
allows us
difficulty.
to definitely school a lot of the game.
because you get stat buffs and you get more better gains on your levels.
And you have access to better magic.
Yeah, keep in mind, guys, that Leno's already done some side questing, so I'd say they're still about even. Maybe Leno having a slight lead. even.
It's pretty hard to
Yeah,
say.
Leonard's had
who's
some good
winning.
luck.
Yeah, because Crrool's going into Gulg now, and Leno is going to be doing that last.
I think out of the 4 dungeons, Gulg is probably my personal favourite just because of how likely it is to actually go completely encounterless.
And he gets an
in the
encounter on the first floor. Nice. So Ogre Mages are runnable through with other stuff. Apparently.
Yeah, when it comes to the encounter stuff, this is a prime example of just how dumb it is. Because you can run from Ogre Mages, but if it's with, what, a Hellhound, then
I think Ogre Mage
can't do it.
Hellhound is the inescapable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but only with them.
I mean, in case any of you guys want a comprehensive list.
Please no.
Crrool has a fun rat.
We'll be here a while. That's the case.
I won't read it out unless I get a specific request. But there is a rap we've made for some.
I
You
have
say
never
we
heard
as
of
if you're
this.
not the only one who's contributed
Yeah, don't
towards
drag
the rap.
us into this.
Don't drag us into it.
Oh my goodness. I am saving that. I have never... This is new to me, so... But there you go. Sir.
Yeah, that's all of them.
Now here's a question. Since the game makes you face enemies based on like, encounters rather than just plops enemies in, is it possible to get in an Ogre Hellhound combination without the Hellhounds? Or is that just... Or does the game just go, oh, that's just Ogre Mages, so you can run?
I mean,
I
Crrool
think
just
it
got
does
into it.
recognise that it's not Ogre Mage and Hellhound, and it lets you escape.
Yeah, I think Ice Gigas is the one where the flag is tied to the Gigas himself.
Yeah.
And Miniature Zombies, the flag is tied to the Miniature Zombie. In fact. Death and Evil
Yeah.
Eye are unrunnable both because they appear as bosses in other places. Same thing goes for Pisco Demons. All the elementals were like supposed to be unrunnable, but for some reason the air elemental isn't. Weird
Who knows, maybe it was intentional, it was just to mess with the player and be like, oh yeah, you know those 3 other elements? Oh, you can run from the 4th.
I think that is the case, because in the bonus dungeon, is it Dark Elemental is runnable, but the Death Elemental is not.
Huh.
So, but it's not based on sprite because water elementals aren't.
No.
Yeah, the Death Elemental has the Water/Air Elemental sprite, whereas the Dark Elemental has the Earth and Fire Elemental sprite, so it's not based on the sprite at all.
Ah, see, here's where the Black Robe comes into play. Like, quite a lot of the water type
For some reason. Because I guess ice freezes water. That's the logic.
Seems legit.
That actually makes a lot of
But
sense.
electric is super effective on water.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, it's... It's one of those tropes that people who make RPGs don't agree on. So it gets, like,
that's
really
inconsistent. In Final Fantasy III, ice is ineffective against water. And thunder is effective. So they dispelled that rather quickly. The NES version of this game is just weird. It's definitely the first Final Fantasy. There's lots of...
Lulu has taught me that water and lightning are opposed.
Yeah, I know Geyer streams the NES version. I know Fiesel used to. I saw Sandbag in the chat earlier. He also streams Final Fantasy 1 a little bit. I know Geyer streams the NES version. I know Fiesel used to. I saw Sandbag in the chat earlier. He also streams Final Fantasy 1 a little bit. It is definitely a run to watch.
I really should get around to doing it.
If it weren't so hard to learn, I'd run it over this game, but this isn't a 3+ hour run.
Learn a PSP all boss.
PSP All Bosses is a pretty fun category.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it the last 2 days.
Yeah, Puexel, it's easier to say what doesn't work than what does. Well, I mean, to be fair, that game did a lot of things that was, like, revolutionary for its time, and it still gives you a lot of customization options. So it's like, it's justified that there's so many bugs, but at the same time, it's really not, because you have stuff like 15 Puzzle and the one NPC in Melman who literally just says, "I'm a farmer." I am not kidding. In the NES version, that is the only thing he ever says the entire game.
So yeah, there's also isn't there the Grave of Clink? Is that?
It's starting in PSP. In the original, it's not there.
Isn't in?
I think it was in PSX as well. Here lies Link.
I think in the NES version, wasn't it? What's his name? Here lies Erdrick.
It was somebody.
That's a reference to Dragon Quest. I think that was it.
Starting in one of these versions, there's a gravestone in Elfheim that says "Here lies person," and at one point it says Link as a bit of a shot to Nintendo.
Yeah, it's in the GBA and PSP versions. I'm not sure about NES or PSX.
PSX is in there.
Yeah, so it's in all the versions. It's in.
I think NES it was Erdrick, but I think by PSX they had already cut their ties with Square Enix a bit too much, so they didn't want to reference Dragon Quest or something along those lines.
So there's Crrool just getting the Rosetta Stone, just as Lenophis has finished the Light Axe, the Survival Vest menu. Although, one thing I do like that Lenophis did is he collected the ribbon from the Sunken Shrine instead of getting the one in the Waterfall Cave, so he's not only already done the Survival Vest menu, but he's also already done the ribbon menu.
Yeah, Lenophis is quite ahead, actually.
We discussed this in the last race, and I'm not sure I like getting the ribbon in Sunken. That's just like my own personal preference, because it's 2 steps to the ribbon chest in Waterfall, and you have to go out of your way to get it here.
I think it gives you an opportunity to do 2 menus at once, though, if you do it here, which I think is pretty good.
Yeah, that's probably the only upside, but the ribbon menu by itself, like in Waterfall, is not very long at all. Once you understand it and you practice it, it's a very, very quick menu. One of the fastest in the game.
That's Kraken down.
I love the robe that Kraken has. It looks so cool.
Yeah.
I think the biggest risk to getting the ribbon in Sunken is that the floor that it's on has a very high encounter rate for unwinnables, especially the Sahagin Prince in Chief.
Oh.
So in Lenophis's case, because he's using the black robes, it's not as bad. But if you have to Judgment Staff them and you get an extra encounter because you went for the ribbon here, it's definitely not worth it. You know, it's really tough to say. It's really runner's preference, but
Yes, I
I'd
think-
prefer to pick the one at waterfall when you have to go in there to talk to the robot anyway.
Yeah, so I think Lenophis has quite the significant lead, because keep in mind, guys, that not only is he ahead now, oh wait, no, Lenophis is going to lose 2 minutes, right?
Lenophis still has to beat
He has to
Marilyn.
beat Marilyn. Right,
So
so
he's-
his lead isn't actually as significant, pardon me.
Yeah, he's gonna lose in about a minute and a half to having to go kill Marilith because Crrool's already done it.
Yeah.
Some
So they're
parts of
pretty
Leno's
close.
run are faster than the current route, and some stuff is slower, so whether or not the whole route is faster or slower is up for debate.
But he has also already done the ribbon menu, so he'll save a bit of time here over Crrool. Because Crrool will have to do the ribbon menu in Waterfall Cabin, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Well, this ambush, it looks like, on Leno's end.
I mean, once
Never
again,
opened that.
it's going to come down to Chaos Shrine.
It's always going to come down to Chaos
I promise
Shrine,
it's
though.
not always Chaos Shrine, guys. It's not always that.
We should just start at Chaos Shrine, yeah. Save us some time.
Chaos Shrine first.
Chaos Shrine RTA.
It's like
When are we-
Kefka,
when are we
except
gonna
it's chaos at Chaos Shrine.
When are we going to make Time Chamber RTA an official category?
I don't know if you can do a run of it, then it'll be a miscellaneous category, I guess. That kind of fits along with 15 puzzle.
You'd also have to go out of your way to unlock every single one of the Labyrinth, the time puzzles, though, so...
When is all
I think
bosses
that on its own
tournament?
is enough.
Oh god. No, how about all
Well,
bestiary tournament?
Crrool's having an issue with his PSP. He's not actually hitting the home button, it's hitting it on its own. Rory thinks that it might be an issue with his memory stick. Being
Yeah,
used.
I had a similar issue a couple of weeks back. Essentially, I think the PSP stick, or the PSP memory stick, might not be in properly. So I think because of that, if it comes out very slightly, or if it looks like it's trying to come out, for instance, then the PSP will be like, oh, hang on a second, you want to go to like the home screen or something? Essentially. Oop, Leonard's stream's frozen on my end.
Yeah, so because of having ribbons, he has no power risk of getting petrified.
Don't Pyrolus just like outright like kill you instead of petrifying you? That's like their difference.
Oh yeah.
Arlists literally just kill you immediately, and that's something where the ribbons are quite useful.
Or you could just safety save. It avoids having to safety save basically. So I guess if you take into account the fact that you're always going to safety save, it may be faster just to get the ribbons before you.
Yeah. Because Crrool will definitely... I think Crrool will definitely safety save before the, before the fixed encounter.
Yeah, but the question is safety saving and reloading on an ambush faster? And I think it is. Rather than sitting there and taking the ambush, because you have
Especially
the
if it's something like, you know, undead enemies or stuff that can put statuses on you, you know.
Well, especially on that particular tile, because it's usually like a block of 8 or 9 enemies. That it
Normally
getting an
just
ambush.
cockatrices and
Pyrolist.
Pyralisks as well. With
Yeah,
mummies that
it's-
can cast sleep.
It's definitely, I think it's faster to safety save, and then if you get an ambush, instantly reset and then reload the encounter.
Yeah.
But if you get 2 ambushes in a row, then you're gonna lose time.
So Lennon is talking to Dr. what? Un? What a name. In
Is
order
it-
to learn, Lufenian.
So Dr. Yeah, in Japanese.
So I'm going by the timers on the main stream. It's looking like there's about, if you take everything out of consideration, there was about a 4-minute gap between Leno leaving the Sunken Shrine and Crrool leaving the Sunken Shrine. So if Marith takes about 2 minutes, we're looking at a pretty decent lead for Leno at the moment.
The load times between emulator and PSP, since they're both running it like from direct ISO rather than from UMD, the load times are comparable. There's really not much of a difference, seconds if any.
Yeah, PS3 may even be faster than emulator.
Yeah, this game it's generally acceptable to run it on emulator, and no one will get mad at you.
This memory stick thing, Crrool was so close to just quitting then. So close.
Wait, what is the
Like,
default
he's-
option as well?
He hasn't
quit is-
yet.
No is the
Okay, good.
default. See, right there, just...
Yeah, if you're holding left going into the menu though.
Then it goes to it automatically.
Jeez, I'm surprised he hasn't like saved. Honestly,
The secret to the word record is getting the wrong word bomb. Just equip
wrong
a
word.
bad item into your shield slot, get hit, and hope the game crashes so you can do some arbitrary code execution, you know? It's the future of
is
FF1.
that the new tech?
It's gonna be like a 4-minute speedrun.
We already have Famicom for that.
Stairs percent. Stairs percent looks pretty fun enough.
Actually, yeah, that would actually be a pretty interesting race, to see who can do all the credits warps from like 1 through 6 the fastest, back to back.
You know I'm down for that. You know I'm down for that. Don't tempt me.
That's what, like, 3 and a
I
half
think
hours?
2 doesn't have a reliable credits warp.
Well, it has a reliable credits warp. The problem is less so how you do the credits warp itself, and more so like how you get to the point where you can do it. Like, you need to do a few frame perfect tricks to gain control of the ship and stuff like that. So it's definitely not
the
RTA
ship
viable.
control one isn't too bad. The ship control one is not too bad of a trick, but having all of the values correct.
Even then, I
need to
think there's like some ace with the controller as well. Because like for FF6, you need a specific setup to be able to have it RTA viable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Crrool's winning right now
that
because Leno's
That
about
was
to
a
do-
long stretch of run through second floor Mirage on Leno's side though, without any counter. He got pretty far in.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, he's about to walk in the tower run for me.
Oh yeah, he's on the second floor already.
Yeah, he just got there.
Meanwhile, Crrool is about to learn Lufenian.
Yeah, I have both hitboxes up so I can see it in real time. Kinda hard to commentate over stream delay.
So here's Crrool is learning Egyptian.
Egyptian.
Well, it's the Rosetta Stone. So it might as well be.
Yeah.
No, they could have called it the ancient slab or something, but nope, they had to go with the Egyptian, so Lufenian
Maybe-
is Egyptian.
Maybe they were referencing the program rather than.
Well,
Was
I mean,
Rosetta Stone even out in 2007?
Was
Oh,
Rosetta Stone
it was
Yeah,
Rosetta
man.
in PSX, so that was like 2000 and something. I really should know. I've seen that title screen more than enough times.
2000 or 2000. Well, it can't be 2001, so it's like 99 or 2000.
Yeah, that blue dragon right there, that's a fixed encounter. He's supposed to be like a little mini boss. Can he even do anything, or does he just like hit you really hard?
okay. The first
He can
version
cast
of Rosetta Stone software dates back to 1996.
Ha!
Okay,
Well,
that must be it then.
Product placement.
Dick.
Have a sweet drink of this Coca-Cola Elemental.
There you go.
I think the airship is probably an Audi as well.
Yeah,
Ambushed by Apple Guardian and Apple Soldier. Oh, I'm sorry, Eye Soldier.
That's how Rory came into the commentary, and then the commentary is just like broken down into memes.
After like 4 races.
Yeah, speedrun wise, the Game Boy Advance version of this game and the PSP version glitchless they're about the same run.
They're the
In
same.
terms of route, they're pretty much identical. There's 1 or 2 tiny differences, such as you can't defend in GBA, so it means that you have to try and run away from Evil Eye until Thundara, but other than that, there's minimal differences, I think. Outside the
cutscene skips as
speedrun.
well.
Yeah, you can't skip cutscenes.
But I still think GBA would be faster just because of the load times and the walking
Oh, it
speed.
is. It's much faster because just based on load times alone, I'd say.
I think walking speed would be like frames faster as well, just because of like the resolution and stuff like that.
Not to mention, encounter transition is stupidly fast in comparison.
Yeah. And if you compare like GB to UMD, then you definitely have a winner.
There's still a chance for Crrool to get Warmech. Possible, you never know.
Still a chance,
Warmech
man.
is a 1 in 64 chance that only appears on the 5th floor of the Flying Fortress.
iMech.
And he's essentially like a super boss. In the original version of this game, he was the super boss, but he kind of lost that title.
If Crrool ends up spurt, that's about it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
they
Good
hit
for
Warmech.
all
super
bosses,
hard.
though.
They got an AOE that's not elemental and just does a bajillion damage.
Yeah, I got Warmech floor.
Or just move everyone up 1 rank and move Ku to the bottom.
I think there's actually a bonus dungeon that has Warmech as like common counter. or something
Labyrinth
like
and
that.
Time has a puzzle where
Labyrinth, there's a couple of puzzles where you fight hundreds of them, essentially. Very good for experience, those levels, but that's about it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
they
Good
hit
for
Warmech.
all
super
bosses,
hard.
though.
They got an AOE that's not elemental and just does a bajillion damage.
Yeah, I got Warmech floor the last 2 times I did Labyrinth.
It's nice because you can pretty much just kill them immediately, essentially.
Yeah, I
And
killed 1 or 2 for experience that were in my way. Like I dodged the rest. Because I'm sure like killing them actually costs more time than it does to avoid. But if the one was like directly in my path, I was like, oh, I might as well fight it for the experience. Helps for Chronodia as well.
Oh no, Leno got on his first encounter. It was actually on pretty good pace to get an encounterless Mount Gulg.
he was walking correctly.
I love that little bit on the 3rd floor where you can kind of like slip between the rocks. Like, it's like you wouldn't think you'd be able to do that just because like of the camera perspective. If you're just running by it, you wouldn't notice. But
Yeah, one interesting thing about this party as well is that every character has its use. Like White Mage is used for healing, obviously. Black Mage is used for teleport mainly. And Warrior is used because he can equip a lot of items early game, so we use that for the equip glitch. And then the Ninja
just
has the best offense. I guess we haven't even considered how much offense a Master would do, but we actually haven't looked into that at all.
I feel like armor-wise it would become an issue.
Well, I mean, you can equip anything on the Master. That's the thing. That's what we haven't considered him.
That's
'cause
true.
The Master suffers from lack of equipment, but with the equip glitch, it's not even a problem.
But then when you have to do like a lot more formation changes,
No, the item glitch is not banned
No.
for the tournament. In fact, it's heavily abused.
So heavily abused. If this was just
I was
glitchless,
so confused.
we would
I was like, wait a minute,
we
what
would
is
have
that?
been here for days already.
Where would it be, like, maybe Ice Cavern?
Yeah.
Somewhere in there, right?
Yeah. I think Ice Cavern, no, because Lich is around the 1 hour to 105 mark in general.
Yeah, this restream would have lasted, what, like 15 hours, maybe? Yeah.
I think we'd still be on
the first
Losers
race.
final.
No, we've been... Let's Let's see, we've been live for almost 8 hours now. Should hit the 8-hour mark by the end of the resource.
Ooh, nice little crit from the Black Mage, giving Crrool a 3-hit Tiamat.
His Black Mage has pretty good rolls from what I see. The Ninja's a little worse.
Black Mage with Barbarian Sword actually becomes really good. Like, you wouldn't think it from, you know, the worst offense class,
Like
but...
Actually,
no,
no,
White
Mage.
Mage.
Well, item
Is Leno
White Mage is worse.
heading into the shrine?
Indeed.
Black Mage gets multiple hits, so...
Yeah, item glitch is basically, well, I mean, it's pretty obvious if someone is using the item glitch. It's equipping either a weapon or an armor on the wrong character by switching characters and equipping at the same time, or equipping a weapon in the wrong slot, therefore changing it into a different kind of item.
Leno is going into the final dungeon.
And Crrool is like gonna be there like maybe in a minute, so it's still come down to cash run.
Crrool has to open the open labyrinth cutscene, so...
Do we get an extra 2 hours of stream? Do we? That's the question.
I think at this point,
Probably.
I think we might end up having to see a rematch between these two, and I'm quite looking forward
Yes,
to it.
because keep in
this
mind
has been
that
a fantastic race so far.
that Crrool's coming from the winner's side, and Lenophis is coming from the loser's side since he's already lost once to Crrool. So he's gonna have to win this match and another match, whilst Crrool only has to win one to win the whole thing.
Such is the way of double elimination.
Crrool is yet to be defeated.
However, if Crrool does lose this match, then there is no all bosses after.
I think Crrool losing this match, this is going to be would be his first loss of the tournament, actually.
Indeed,
as
indeed.
well.
It would be.
Leno just needs to pull the cash run he got
mention
last
that
time.
Leno got a White Dragon run.
Black rooms on green dragons. I don't know if that's gonna do enough damage.
It.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Plus, think about like as well in terms of cast time as well. That's a lot better than
Yeah.
a lot better than Judgment.
Like you can just cast that with no problems at all.
Yeah,
Could Leno actually have meta strats?
Leno using
What?
the strats from the past, bringing them to the future.
It's its own time loop.
Oh yeah, Crrool's catching up a bit. We'll see how his third floor goes.
These green dragons aren't helping Leno's case, though.
I mean, he's killing them faster than if he was judgment staffing. That's
That's
already
Death
something.
Eye down, and he's playing the loop now.
See, now Crrool's gonna get green dragons and he's killing them much slower.
Yeah, because he's physically attacking them, which I think is something like the animation for 3 attacks is faster than Judgment Staff.
3
but
is
4 is slower, I think.
2 is like slow even if you have to. Is faster even if you have to change. 3 is basically just stick with whatever you're already on memory cruiser for. And 4 it's faster
think-
to switch.
I think if you're slow at switching though, then it breaks even.
Yeah, it looks like Crrool is losing a bit of time to.
The Ice Cake is Winter Wolf doesn't cost long some time though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can ice that one, can you? So he's
Nah.
he's
He's
going.
gone gauntlets though for the wolves.
He's gone gauntlets and he's gonna try and kill the bad guys first. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think with all the
It
cursor
worked
movement he had to
quite
do,
well, actually.
it worked. But I mean, with all the cursor movement he had to do, I'm not sure if it's faster. I hope they can pull out the RNG he had in the last run. I'm definitely hoping for a bracket reset. That'd be quite the show.
Good.
Here comes the Ice Storms.
Come on, let's go.
Fun little tidbit about the loot here. In the original version, you actually were not required to be given the loot, so you could go through the entire game, not have it, get to this point, and be completely lost as to how to progress.
Uh-oh.
A while for him to escape, like.
Oh no.
Come on.
That was scary.
He has good health. Like he can still. Whew, okay.
Oh, he's doing
And Leno. Don't break our hearts, man. Okay. Like that was a good stretch. You can probably get away with no more encounters. Purple Worm, that's perfect.
Just kind of alright, that's fine.
Come on, no more encounters. These 2 floors after Death are pretty bad.
They're the worst out of the entire dungeon, I feel.
Definitely.
I think there's only one that I could
Yeah.
say is probably on par with how awful they are, and that's
Kraken.
Kraken Floor, yeah. Just because of water elementals.
Oh man. Yeah, it's the earnable
Like,
encounters.
Like I've lost like
Oh man, this is okay. No, I thought Crrool was one floor ahead of where he was. Well, Leno still got like a sizable lead, but it's
he's a
nothing
floor
huge.
ahead,
Yeah.
essentially, but it's nothing to phone home about.
I mean,
at
like,
this
one
point.
good-
It could all change.
One Kraken floor, that's where it's gonna
One
change.
with elemental.
Crrool
one
got
cycle.
one stepped.
Rule.
I think in that situation with the purple worms, you should have attacked with the warrior and ninja and then defended on the other two.
Yeah, you can't run from purple worms. Only the purple ones, not the lava ones. Only purple.
What I mean is, like, he attacked on all four. It's probably would have made
Oh yeah,
faster
that's the slower way because they have to select.
Oh, he's not saving
target
before
as well.
a lich. I mean, you can't really die. Even if he flares you, you need very, very bad luck for that.
If he flares you, then I think that the warrior and the white mage should survive fairly easily as well.
Yeah. It basically depends on what happens on the second turn. It's possible he could outspeed you again, and then flare again. But he didn't get flared there, which is really good, because that means you don't have to heal afterwards, as well as skipping the
Yeah.
long flare animation.
See, here's a lava worm for Leno. Just escape it.
Dude.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
see Crrool didn't save
Sometimes if
beforehand
you-
as well. It's a fairly safe fight.
Yeah.
If you put a survival vest on your white mage and sunken, then lich should never outspeed your white mage. Shouldn't, anyway.
Yeah, because you don't want to row us on White Mage for Chaos, because then she speed dies, and that's the worst thing that can happen. Because basically she's going to go first one turn, and last the next, or Chaos is going to get double the attacks in, essentially. And double attack from Chaos will just destroy you.
I usually glitch a survival vest on her, and then take it off right before chaos when I give her the golden stuff.
Yeah, the Golden Staff, I don't think we mentioned it yet, but Gauntlet's transformed to Golden Staff, which just gives you an extra heal boost. Like, you can go Golden Staff.
An extra oomph.
But like you're slowly,
Yeah,
it helps. I think you'd kill the full on like his lesser magic attacks and a lot of his physical attacks without it. But like when he blazes, or tsunamis, you definitely want as much healing as you can get.
Yeah, between the two lordly robes plus golden staff, he'll already basically becomes Yalaga.
Yeah. So there's the first of the water elemental encounters dealt with for Leno. I feel like in terms of water elementals, Leno might have the advantage based on having the
Yeah.
black robes.
He's definitely
feel
gonna mitigate the bad energy.
Yeah. Preemptive, nice.
Yeah, that encounter can be a bit of a pain, but you should be able to annoy. Like Kraken is like the point where you're not gonna die, basically. Like you can die to stuff early on in Dash Shrine, but here it's not a problem anymore.
Yeah, once you hit Marilith's floor, you pretty much get a free ride to Chaos.
The only real thing that can happen is just the time difference that the encounters will give you.
Okay, he's entering Kraken now.
I think
Crrool's-
Kraken is where he starts casting haste
Yeah.
as well.
I think it's you're gonna have to move the cursor anyways. So I think it adds a bit of consistency to the fight, but it's not necessarily faster per se.
Yeah, I don't think haste actually saves a turn on Kraken at all.
I don't think Crrool has
Yeah,
hit
man.
any water in elementals though, has he?
No, the gap is closed quite a bit. This is gonna come down to Chaos at this rate.
It's gonna come.
Unless he
down
gets
to
water,
chaos.
if he gets water elementals before the stairs, okay, no. That can happen as well. Okay, straight to Tiamat. She's probably not gonna get any more encounters before Chaos.
Yeah. If anything, he'll get one, and well, I think isn't there a
Yeah, Iron
single
Golems, yeah.
inescapable encounter
The Iron
on
Golems.
Tiamat's floor? It's
Yeah,
64, so we might see it, but
Wait,
You
what's the
can run-
encounter?
Iron Golems.
Purple worms as well you can encounter on Team Up.
Oh yeah, that's true.
really?
Yeah.
Ah, he's there. We're good. So
Oh, yo, this is real close.
Nice, get the Mass Moonades faster.
This is real close. Like, 20, 30 seconds, if that.
Yep.
Has Leno
That's-
gone Lordly Robes clothes, Lordly Robes though?
Yeah, that's
What
what
do
I
you
do.
normally do? isn't it?
Yeah, instead of unequipping.
I guess that does actually give the White Mage less agility, so she'll go last, I suppose.
Yeah.
I think at one
Equipping the
point
clothes
I did
faster
Night
than
Sermon.
having to equip them.
I think I did Night Sermon at some point, just for the extra defense. But even then, the real problem is if she gets crit. That's where she's gonna die. Because if she gets crit from attack from chaos, unless she has over 400 health, she does have a pretty good chance of dying. Because crits ignore defense.
We used to use Dragon Armor back in the day. I can't remember what it is that turned into
Element,
Dragon Armor, but
elemental protection. I think it was Wither shields or no, a dagger. And,
no, Dagger, yeah.
So here we go. Crrool's doing his setup, and Leno's in the cutscene right now.
Ooh, nice start off with Zaga there, though.
Indeed, indeed.
When he uses
Zaga's, like, the
proper
best
spells, it's a lot better than if he doesn't.
Yeah, because if he uses his standard non-elemental attacks, you don't have resistance to them, besides for Blaze, which is fire elemental, but Tsunami and Cyclone are non-elemental. So you take a ton of damage, and the animations are ridiculously long.
I'm still
Crrool-
the Cyclone cosplay
Crrool's
art.
electing not to tonic, and he's not saving. He's going full YOLO.
At
to
this
take
point, like, if he's
There's
not,
nothing to lose,
yeah,
right?
basically. Because like, if he
Yeah,
were
we
to
got the
reload the
slow
safe, he would
on.
lose.
To the ninja, that's very not good. It's
Who
gotta
got
be
hit with
by the
Slower?
haste.
Was this Leno or
Leno got hit with slower. It's gonna be by the haste.
still hitting hard though? So
Oh
that's
my
not.
gosh, this race is so close. This might be
Yeah,
like
for
one of the
whatever
closest
reason,
so far.
slow targets the whole party, but then slower only targets one party member.
I think that's the case with all of the status effect moves. The
Yes,
first tier of
it
it attacks all of them, but has a much lower hit rate, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it is.
Sounds about right.
So here we got the flashy blaze animation.
Like the thing that can possibly happen is he just attacks the whole time. To get no.
But then doesn't he end up using Kiraja at one point?
He has got Kiraja in his abilities, and it's very.
Oh, wow, that crit that he just survived.
That's it. Leno's won. Leno's won. Or at least on my side of things, it looks like Leno's won.
They're still going on my end.
It's close enough that we need to look at
Crrool
the
is hanging
SRL
on with
time.
8
Yeah,
HP.
especially with
Go White Mage.
the difference with the timers at the beginning. Okay, wow, 34-46
There
for
we go,
Lenophis versus
Leno.
35-20 for Crrool.
Crrool's still going.
Yeah, Crrool's still going on my end as well. I think it's safe to say well done, Leno.
GG.
Ooh.
Leno won, definitely, based on his roll times as well. Okay,
Yeah.
so we have a bracket reset. So now...
Alright guys, see you in 2
Oh
months.
my.
We'll do the entire tournament again.
Damn it, come on,
reset
Leno,
means,
let's
right?
go. Round one.
Was I ever ahead at all during this race?
You
The
were
whole
ahead at
time.
the very end.
He was
Yeah, you were ahead
so
for
we
quite a while.
have a bracket
At the very end, and like whenever chaos started
So,
flashing,
alright,
you
guys,
were
see you in
ahead.
Wow.
I think early on, Crrool had a lead, especially coming out of Lich, but then I think by the time you were Evil Eye, you were both literally frame for frame at that point.
Yeah, Crrool was running laps around you at Lich.
Mm. Very, very well done. And I guess we'll see round 2, or round 3 even.
The question
I still.
question is whether or not Crrool's PSP cost him the race.
I don't think it.
no.
Maybe.
I don't think there was as much of a
I think,
gap.
I think he lost maybe like 10 seconds to it, but the gap at the end was still like 40 seconds, and I don't think it was that much.
I don't know. Maybe he'll resort to not using PSP next run. Maybe he will.
Well, I would.
Also, like,
I
one thing
would
to
go
remember
for 40.
is that he did die to Lich
5
twice, which is incredibly unlucky.
Yes, I think that's what cost him the race.
First Lich or second Lich?
First
I don't
Lich.
think it was. I don't think it was. What cost him the race?
I mean, it cost him a minute
It's
and a
cost
half.
him quite a bit of time, but I don't think it was.
It would have made the difference. Had he not died at all and gone the same run afterwards, he wouldn't have lost for sure.
'Cause,
Yeah.
like when they were both at Lich, they were both like Crrool had a significant lead, and then when it came down to Ice Cavern, they were tied when they got the Levy Stone.
And
How
now,
did they make up so much time there?
I just do not know. I really
Magic. I
don't.
don't know. So you went for 15 Buzzle. Why'd you go for that this time, not the other times?
Well, when I saw the RNG early on, I'm thinking to myself, maybe the game's just gonna, kind of try and push me around. So I thought, okay, let's try and get the emergency exit and see if Earth Cave will be nice to me. And as we saw, I think I'm still trying to get out of the B3 from Earth Cave because that was a horrible escape. It was horrendous.
Mm-hmm. I mean, statistically, even if everybody did it, if everybody did it, we still weren't guaranteed to see an emergency exit. Like, it wouldn't have been abnormal to not even see one.
So I think we can afford to give Crrool a couple minutes to test if Rory's memory
Yeah, of
stick
course.
theory is correct.
I'm gonna also take a couple of minutes to test whether or not my toilet's working, so I'll be back in a second.
Please. So in the meantime,
So Crrool, let's rip all bosses now.
Alright. I'm going to take a moment and grab another snack. Be right back.
When would you be even like able to eat during a run?
never. I guess during the 1 minute cutscenes.
Eat during ambushes sometimes. Especially in all bosses when that's really the only chance you have.
Can confirm it does actually work. It's all good.
I'm gonna get some tea.
Okay, let's see if I can get my PSP working again. It doesn't seem like my memory stick is off by any means, but who knows. That race though,
It was
That was-
incredibly close.
It was
It was good.
pretty close.
yeah,
Yeah, all
if
of these
only-
races has been they've been down to the wire.
Yeah, if it hadn't been for the 2 deaths on Lich though, that cost me so much.
Yeah. Why did you opt to save there rather than heal? Was question I was asking.
Because my health was good, and I was playing around not getting that at all. Normally I don't heal up there because of Thundara later on, and I thought It's rare to get that move to begin with.
Well,
And then getting
your
it
white
twice.
mage your white mage had 171 max HP at the
Well,
time, and
she might have
down to
lived,
1. She would have survived.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I
Actually,
Yeah, to be honest, I hadn't even noticed she was that high until you mentioned it. So that was partially on me, but you know, still, it made for a really good match. Really happy with how it went for the most. Little unhappy about the 34 seconds, but we'll go for round 3 and we'll see who'll come out on top.
Alright. I'm back.
so
Wait, it's 9 o'clock already.
chat seemed rather disappointed in the both of you for not getting Warmech.
Yeah, there were a
So-
lot of sad people about the no Warmech.
You need to both get Warmech this time.
Well, I can try and make that happen. RNG manipulation, go!
So I think that the deal is, if either of you get Warmech, you both have to go into Labyrinth.
Oh god.
You guys both went all bosses, right?
Well, I mean, if we're both gonna have to do Labyrinth, then I know how this race would end.
Yeah, that will be Crrool win, hands down. That will not be a race.
Yeah, Crrool could probably map every bit of the Labyrinth of Time,
Pretty
like
much.
down to the last like stone placement.
When is blindfolded all bosses cool?
How about never? Blindfold at any % was bad enough as it is.
When is
How about white?
when
How about
is-
4 white mages, glitchless, all full bestiary?
How about you do FF? You open up 2 instances of the emulator, and you do FF1 and FF2 with the same inputs.
Oh,
That, there you go.
Ice Cavern would suck so much.
Yes.
Which one?
No, Ice Cavern PSP or FF1 because of the fact that you would just fall down a hole and that would be it.
So I guess we're not done yet, so that will be...
Yes. There is one more race.
Indeed.
My party has been appropriately named.
I'm gonna be switching to Cosmo to MU because I'm still getting the issue.
Alrighty.
So I need like 2 minutes to set that up.
No problem.
Alright, I'm timing you right now. Go.
I don't know what to do. Because it's like 9 o'clock, so I should really get food now if I'm going to get it. Because otherwise everywhere will be closed.
Pizza is always a good option.
Okay, I could use a warmed up pizza right now. Let's give a round of applause to my flat's internet for like being amazing. Not dropping a single frame.
I want to give anti-shoutouts to my internet for not being as good as Crrool's internet.
I want to give unshoutouts to Leno for not doing PSX yet. Please do it. Please do it.
I want to give anti-shoutouts to Warmech for not showing up at all today. He's being dearly missed.
Shout out to OWS for
I had-
not even registering the emulator.
You know, there actually hasn't been a T-Rex either.
No.
There's been quite a few Allosaurus, though.
Has there?
I like to say hi to them. I don't know why.
I always like Allosauruses because I'm just sort of, every time you see them, I'm just like, oh.
No, I'll
laugh to
legitimately like,
myself
say
in
out
my
loud to them,
eternal
hi, how are you?
sadness. It's like, hello, how are you doing? How are you doing? And then I'm just like, bye.
I should make an FFC emote, and it's just like the Allosaurus. She's like waving, like the Hey Guys emote. Except
Oh
it's
god.
like with the
Hello,
Allosaurus.
guys.
doing
That sounds like the worst.
it. Now I need to be artistically talented to make that emote.
I mean, to be honest, it's our pleasure to host this. I definitely pull in a 10-hour shift, if you'd like to call it that, anytime. I mean, big shoutouts to Crrool, because like Crrool did a ton of work in terms of organizing it. Yeah, the runs. We're gonna highlight the individual ones as well as the entire restream. He's definitely been putting in the work in terms of organizing the brackets and making sure everything.
Chasing
is
assholes up who haven't done anything. Like the time Leno went to Vegas.
Anti-shoutouts to the flight for causing me to miss a week.
I think Vegas Strats got you this far.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna run downstairs and grab some food before starting the next. Well, I shall return.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
like-
entering. I'm entering race channel. I
Alright,
hope
I
I can
better see-
still do this on emulator. I won't
better
be
see
talking
good
in
names
chat
from you
by the way
guys.
anymore, people. I can't do that if I'm also running MU. On console that's easy, but MU is a different story.
Are you going to be running full screen?
No.
Well, he still has to type it out, so.
Yeah, if you click
Yeah,
on someone
I'm-
else, it'll like divert the focus away from a window, and it's like.
Yeah, it's not a good
Normally,
idea.
most emulators
no.
tends to pause the emulator
Sorry?
by doing that. So
Out of curiosity, is it possible, assuming Leno agrees, to have us talk as well during this race?
As long as one of you can separate your audio, so that it's just game audio, it'll be fine.
Well, I've got my stream set up so I'm not getting microphone, or I shouldn't be sending microphone through it. I've had that muted the entire day.
as long as you guys,
I don't know if it's actually.
if you guys aren't in this
Yep.
Discord, it's fine. As long depends. Do you have Discord picking up on stream at all? Like, do you have desktop audio as a thing? If so, as long as you mute that, it's fine.
Everything's running through my headset, so it should not be picking up anything.
Yeah, as long as I can't hear your Discord on stream, then it's fine.
But if Crrool were to speak, that might be picked up, and I don't know how to separate that.
Can't you
Dude,
just set your game audio as your mic in, and then just have just your mic? Could you do that?
I know how to do that on MU or on console, Kappa.
Yeah, you just set your
But I'm not on console.
your game audio
That's
as
the
your mic in.
Yeah, I can do that on console, but I can't on MU, or I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I mean, as long as one of you can do it, it's fine.
Let me see if I can tweak this real quick, because I'm not getting an audio input device disabled. Amarak audio capture, I wonder if that will actually do it. But it's weird because I'm getting game audio anyway. I don't understand how this works.
At the moment, I'm hearing nothing from your stream.
I have my game audio muted. Let me try output audio to stream only. Okay, let's try that. My meter is going. So, are you hearing game audio through my feed now?
At the moment, I'm hearing nothing from your stream. At the moment, I'm hearing nothing but me.
Interesting. Oh, I wonder if I have to kill the stream and redo it.
Yeah, go ahead and try that.
I'll be okay.
Panic basket.
Alright. Temporary pack. Alright, stream should be back up. Hopefully you're only hearing the game audio.
I'm gonna get up and stretch my legs for a second. It's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Let me refresh that real quick.
Are you getting anything?
It seems just game audio.
Seems just game audio. All right. Well,
Good sign.
all of us can just kind of talk for a minute to see if we can confirm that or not.
Yeah, let's hope it works, because I think it would be kind of cool to do this final rematch, best of 3, to do it like that.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah.
I mean, these first 2 races, they've been something. Especially that second one. You've had 2 very clutch races in a row now. It's gonna be exciting.
If only
to
it didn't
see.
game over. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at that race, I was very far in the lead to begin with, so
Yeah.
it would have been hard to begin with. But who knows? Who knows?
So does it
Now,
seem
I
like it's good?
I think this was also among the closest races up to this point. Let me double check that actually. I think this was also among
We were less than a minute apart, I think.
races.